I was once the honored ancestor of the world's strongest sect, but after 100 years in seclusion, I found the cultivation world had turned into a tech civilization. Now, flying swords require a driver's license.
And you can't even speed.
The Joyous Union sect keeps up with the times,
draining life force through live streams. Even demonic sects use cloning to forge 10,000 soul banners. You sword cultivator ahead, you're speeding. Pull over and show your flying license.
Strange, isn't that the ENGDUB of the spirit sound room?
Since when did they take men? Still, having nascent soul at this age is decent.
Returning void? Which ancient relic is this?
Just out of seclusion, and I run into him. Only those above returning void would seclude for centuries or millennia, missing the Great Reform era. They know nothing of this new world's rules. May the Saint Emperor bless us.
I hope this old relic isn't a demonic cultivator. First, I need to calm the Foundation establishment cultivators here, then arrange their evacuation. A returning void demonic cultivator.
That's no joke. Hey, old brother, little dear. Are you still at school? I just got out. What's up?
Go back to school right now and don't come out. A returning void or higher cultivator has emerged nearby.
We're not sure if he's demonic yet.
A returning void demonic cultivator. 3 years ago, the returning void demon Songzi emerged, and with a single demonic array, he slaughtered half of Hengjin City's population, though he was killed by righteous cultivators.
The dead were truly dead.
Those ancient demonic cultivators
won't follow the new world's rules. The city defense array is activating. Old brother was right. Notice, a returning void or higher cultivator
who missed the Great Reform has emerged,
unknown if demonic. For your safety,
immediately go to the nearest school or sect outpost. Do not leave the city defense array's range.
Wow. Hurry back to school.
Oh right, I'm a student here.
If you're not familiar, I can guide you.
Where did that person go?
This emergence caused quite a stir. Putting on such a show.
I just wonder why the original cultivation world
became so modernized. Could it be the work of a fellow time traveler? Well, I'll take it step by step. Let's trek the library first. Interesting. A cultivator of this level guarding a library?
The Saint Emperor emerged 1,000 years ago, his realm rivaling the great immortal sects.
After he appeared, he united some major righteous sects and drove the era's reform. Countless mortals without opportunities thus began their cultivation paths. The entire world's social structure gradually changed under his leadership. Over 500 years, it evolved into this current model. Yet 50 years ago, the Saint Emperor vanished without a trace, with no news since. If nothing unexpected happened, he must be that fellow time traveler. I'd lie to meet him. But before that, I need to calm this chaos. I heard from my uncle that Songzi, though dead, has an older brother whose realm surpasses his. He's been secretly capturing sect prodigies, trying to revive his brother. Little girl, we meet again. It's you. Where did you disappear to? I've never been here before, so I just looked around. You're pretty carefree. At a time like this, you were just standing on the street watching. Well, if a returning void cultivator really attacks, this array won't hold long. Hey, don't say such unlucky things. I'm young, don't talk about death, but it should be over soon. It's not that simple. I've studied the Songzi incident from 3 years ago in depth. If it's a righteous sect cultivator, his sect will explain things. If it's a demonic cultivator, everyone is just material to them. By the way, I'm Zhang Lu. I'm a student here. You're not, right? No, I'm not. Call me Lao Zhang. I'm a sword sect cultivator. The sword sect, one of the 7 immortal sects. You're amazing. I hope I can get into the sword sect after graduation. Your talent is good. With proper training, you have a chance. I look forward to you becoming my fellow disciple. I hope so. It seems to be ending.
The red array patterns above the city began to fade. Figures appeared out of thin air. The leader radiated terrifying magical fluctuations. The returning void cultivator, Xiaoning. Behind Xiaoning were 12 nascent soul cultivators and 72 core formation cultivators. As a newly promoted returning void cultivator, he was about to scan with his divine sense when suddenly, a streak of light came from nowhere, cutting through the sky and stopping before him.
Uncle, this is from the Sword Sect.
A Sword Sect command token, used by the Sword Sect to communicate with disciples. The Sword Sect is too much. My Taishangdao sect is also a mortal sect. Crush it and report to the sect.
The others behind him were indignant.
But in just a few moments, the Sword Sect token seemed impatient. With a flash of white light, it rushed straight into Xiaoning's brow. Everyone panicked and stepped back,
leaving Xiaoning alone in place. The Sword Sect cultivator who emerged is one of ours.
No need to worry. The token, having fulfilled its mission, shattered, turning into a swirling purple sharp aura in his sea of consciousness. This is the Taisu evil-breaking sword chi. Only cultivators above returning void can produce it. It's exactly what I urgently need for my cultivation, which I've been seeking without success. Now it's delivered to my door. This is an advance payment, but at least tell me what to do. Awakening, Xiaoning glanced at his distant disciples, his eyes twitching in helplessness. In recent years, for some reason, a cautious cultivation trend has risen in the sect. Not to mention, these disciples following me. Some of them might be clones standing here. Xianjian City outskirts. As the city defense array closed,
a youth in white sportswear walked in leisurely.
1 returning void, 12 nascent soul, 72 core formation. Not bad, not bad.
All sect disciples, with pure souls.
Worth my 3 years of using blood as a guide to trick that fool brother into dying and gather all the materials at once. Sigh, refining a 10,000 soul banner is no easy task. Now even the banner has to be packaged as a celestial artifact.
This isn't the best time.
With an ancient cultivator emerging, who knows what his realm is? If he's an old monster like a sect supreme elder, I might get swatted to death.
But the opportunity is rare.
There are 364 more places at the 3rd middle school. With the city defense array closed, many students who hid in classrooms came outside. Notice, returning void cultivator, Xiaoning, has arrived with the ancient cultivation Tim. The city defense array is now closed.
For your safety,
please do not leave schools or sect outposts. Waiting for further notice. The notice spread quickly across the city. For a moment, the tense atmosphere in Xianjian City eased. Zheng Lu came outside the classroom, feeling the gradually calming spiritual energy. Looking into the distance, she saw beams of green light rising into the sky, turning into a dragon and a phoenix.
2 huge phantom shadows hovering over Xianjian City.
As expected of a returning void cultivator.
What an entrance! This probably isn't from Xiaoning.
If not Xiaoning, then who? Among demonic cultivators, there's a very sinister,
but easy to refine artifact,
requiring many living souls. You mean the 10,000 soul banner? But no one has refined that forbidden artifact in a long time.
Correct.
But collecting living souls, whether from a large number of common souls or hunting powerful cultivators' souls, is prone to problems. So, a demonic master designed an array.
Hearing this,
Zheng Lu recalled ancient history she saw on Lai,
and her heart tightened.
Could it be the soul-seizing array?
Quick thinking.
What's above us is the soul-seizing array,
and it's an improved version.
Now even the 10,000 soul banner needs packaging, made to look like a celestial artifact. Demonic cultivators these days are creative. Beside her, Zhang Lu's face paled. She didn't want to believe it,
but felt I wasn't lying.
The soul-seizing array is one of the most infamous demonic arrays. Once activated, any cultivator below the array setter's realm by 2 levels will have their souls directly extracted. Now, the returning void cultivator, Xiaoning, has arrived. If the culprit still dares to set up the array, that means the array setter
is at least at returning void, above nascent soul. You're very sharp. But he chose the wrong time. On the streets, those looking at the sky
also thought the dragon and phoenix phantoms were the returning void cultivator's special effects.
Many pulled out phones to take pictures. 3 long, ancient bell sounds rang out.
Zhang Lu's pupils contracted. She saw the dragon and phoenix phantoms draw close, with a brilliant green light, and a silver-white small banner appeared from within. In Xianjian City, everyone, regardless of cultivation, was drawn to it. The small banner shimmered with silver light, and countless majestic deities manifested under its glow, sitting on clouds overlooking the entire city. Every cultivator who met the deities' gaze felt the divine light in their eyes was the power of the Tao,
and felt great freedom and joy in their souls. Without defense, in an instant,
70% of the cultivators in Xianjian City were entranced, their souls about to leave their bodies. Zhang Lu lowered her head, hearing only a chorus of Buddhist chants.
That returning void Xiaoning hasn't noticed yet? Are this generation's sect disciples this bad?
In the mayor's office, Xiaoning stood by the window, his expression grave. Since the anomaly appeared in the sky, he sensed something was wrong. A 10,000 soul banner? Someone still refines such inhumane artifacts? Uncle,
I've reported Xianjian City's situation to the sect, but a demonic master has sealed the nearby void. Support will arrive in 3 minutes. If it's sealed, how did you notify the sect? Bean soldiers? So you're not the real body. This. Senior, what are you? This is embarrassing. Since it's come to this, the city defense array has been reversed into a soul-seizing array. I'll go stall the array setter, waiting for the sect strong to support. Who is causing trouble here? Xiao Ning, I've been waiting for you. Ah. As the two fought, the cultivators entranced by the banner suddenly woke up. The chants in their ears vanished. Zhang Lu relaxed and collapsed from exhaustion. Forcing herself to look up, the clouds in the sky had dispersed from the earlier clash. The majestic deities sat high in the sky, and as the 10,000 soul banner gently waved, a cheerful, casual youth materialized, reaching out to grab the banner. Greetings, Xiao Ning. Demonic fiend. Dare you state your name? I wouldn't dare. The Taishang Dao sect's techniques are mysterious. I don't want your elders hunting me down. You want to kill me? I just want to borrow your soul. The two faced off from a distance. The youth waited for the soul-seizing array to reach full power, while Xiao Ning pondered whether to hold out until support arrived, or use the Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi in his sea of consciousness to kill this guy. The hard-won Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi. Do I have to use it now? I thought you were some fearsome demon. Turns out you're just a poor wretch who can't afford a synthetic soul. You're right. I'm not a remarkable demonic cultivator, so I had to resort to this. Synthetic souls are convenient, but they're expensive. A synthetic soul comparable to yours, I couldn't afford even if I sold myself. Sigh, being a demonic cultivator these days is tough. So, please die for me. Ah. Ah. Senior, help me. Ah, can't fall asleep. If I do, it's over. At Xianjian City's 3rd middle school, students quickly recognized the body cultivator's identity. Isn't that old Jiang? Who's old Jiang? The library administrator. Isn't he just at Foundation establishment? Everyone started discussing. No one expected that frail old man, who looked like a gust of wind could knock him over, was actually a hidden master. Zhang Lu, barely standing, stared blankly at the sky. She liked reading at the library, and had chatted with the administrator a few times. But this scene was completely beyond her expectations. So it's true that great cultivators lie to walk among mortals. Not necessarily walking among mortals, but his injuries are severe, and he's probably about to die. How do you know? Zhang Lu was stunned, a wild guess forming in her mind. In the sky, old Zhang's eyes were bloodshot, his few remaining hairs fluttering in the wind. Due to his internal injuries, blocking that palm strike had pushed him to his limit. A dying man dares to ruin my plans? Ah. Originally, you old thing were my target, but now there's a better one. Don't worry. Since you're here, after I deal with Xiao Ning, I'll extract your soul too. At the school, you watched everything, still not moving. In the sky, Xiao Ning watched the fellow cultivator who came to save him get knocked away, his fate unknown, and felt even more conflicted. That fellow is a body cultivator, and an elder. He'll be fine. Damn you, poor wretch. You refine your banner. I'll send you to hell today. All kinds of vulgar insults poured from Xiao Ning's mouth, even stunning the demonic youth opposite him. But then Xiao Ning's brow lit up with a purple glow, and a sword aura shot into the sky. He finally used the Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi. Everything in the entire city froze, turning into black and white. Everyone at the school was frozen in the moment they stepped out. The only ones unaffected were Yu and Zhang Lu. Don't look at me, look at them. Zhang Lu turned her gaze to the sky, her heart more certain that I was no ordinary person. Chop. The purple sword aura roared like a dragon, about to tear the demonic youth apart. At the critical moment, something in the sky shattered, and a demonic hand reached out, crushing the sword aura and grabbing for Xiao Ning. Ah! A Tai Su or higher cultivator has intervened. The change came too fast. Xiao Ning didn't react at all, and was about to die. Suddenly, the crushed Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi reformed, dozens of times stronger than before. Even the demonic hand slowed under its influence. The next moment, the sword aura fell. The severed demonic hand shrank to normal arm size, and fell into a pit on the ground. As for the demonic youth, his body and soul were shattered by the sword aura, leaving only the 10,000 soul banner floating in the air. At the school, everyone was still frozen. How do you feel? Zhang Lu opened her mouth, but couldn't say a word. She thought Xiao Ning, as a returning void cultivator, was already impressive, but the demonic cultivator was above him. The demonic hand that appeared last was clearly a higher level, yet it was severed by the reformed sword aura. What will happen to that last demon? He'll probably die. Other sects might be lenient, but offending the Taishang Dao sect and losing an arm, that demonic master's chances of survival are slim. That sword aura, the Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi, comes from a sword cultivator who practices the Tai Su sword cannon. The Tai Su sword cannon. I've read about it online. The sword sect's supreme technique. Ah, could it be you? You guessed right. You never stated your identity, but you never tried to hide it either. As the sword aura dissipated, the world began to regain color. This is a great era. I lie it. If we meet again, I'll give you a nice little gift. This damn old monster. Bullying the weak. Does he think I have no backing? When I get back, I'll ask my uncle to act and crush him. Uncle, that last sword was amazing. The sword aura was grand and righteous, clearly from a master. That sword's power far exceeded returning void. Uncle, did you hide your cultivation? Hide my ass. You guys have the nerve to talk. Of the 12 nascent soul cultivators who came, 9 were clones. What a waste. My hard-won Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi, to get another one, will be incredibly difficult. Sigh. Uncle. What about this old man? Quickly carry this fellow cultivator, and send him to the hospital. We owe him a lot. This is the Tai Su evil-breaking sword chi. It came back on its own, and I didn't even notice. Could it be one of the sword sect's 4 great elders? Or even a supreme-level old monster? In an instant, many things became clear. No wonder the crushed sword aura became stronger. Then he felt a chill of fear. All this proved that Sword Sect Senior was nearby. If he hadn't used the sword aura from the token, that emerging Sword Sect Senior would have watched him get crushed by the demonic master. On the other side, after leaving the 3rd middle school, I wandered aimlessly until the Taishang Dao sect's master arrived at Xianjian City, his vast divine sense sweeping the entire city. I paid it no mind, and stopped in front of a flying sword paint shop. The owner must have fled earlier, leaving the door open, but a sign listed the available paint jobs. Sword Chi Thunder Sound Simulation 1.0. After painting, it mimics a sword cultivator's thunderous sword sound. Lie what I saw at the school. Flashy but useless. A typical cultivation version of a ricer. Half an hour later, after the Taishang Dao sect master finished his inspection, the alert was lifted. People gradually came out from sect outposts and schools. By then, I had traded some snacks for modern money, and was about to rent a place to stay. Hello, I'd like to rent a place. Please inject a bit of mana to confirm your identity. Huh, there's usually no delay.
Ah, it's done, senior.
Do you have any specific requirements for the property? Not really. Just quiet and spacious. How about this one?
It's near a spiritual vein node, with abundant spiritual energy. And since you're a disciplinary hall officer, the rent can be reduced by 30%.
Alright, this one. Here's the array hub. Senior, pay at the counter, and someone will guide you there. Thank you.
This mana identification system connects to the array spirit.
No cultivator can hide their mana nature from it. It should have responded instantly. There should be no delay.
My master said, if something breaks, just tap it twice. If it still doesn't work, then it's truly broken. In the evening, thick clouds covered the entire sky, the most famous residential area in the city. Neat rows of 311-2 villas were orderly arranged. I had already signed the contract by then. I took out a small wooden token and gently touched it forward. The formation enveloping the entire villa opened a passage, and I walked into the villa. I wandered around a bit. Several diamond-shaped crystals were embedded in the walls of each room. Those were the vibration cores of the formation air conditioner. After taking a look around, I walked over to the huge floor-to-ceiling window. Suddenly, a fist imprint shot up from the distance. It directly struck the thick clouds in the sky.
In an instant, the thick clouds were pushed to the edges.
Because of construction needs, we decided to make small-scale changes to the weather. This action has been approved by the Sword Sect's Miscellaneous Affairs Hall. We hope all cultivators will not imitate this. Before I went into seclusion, nascent soul cultivators could completely dominate a region, throwing their weight around.
They were overlords of their territories. Now, they willingly work on civil engineering projects. You really are something else.
Senior brother, everyone says the cultivator who just came out of seclusion is our Sword Sect senior. But which senior is it exactly? Don't ask too many questions.
I can only say this is a huge opportunity.
In our entire lives of cultivation, we might only have this one chance.
I have one thing to say.
Please remember it, both junior brothers. Senior brother, please speak.
Never, ever bully others relying on your power.
Senior brother is joking.
I've always been kind to others. I understand.
Ahead is the suspended sword city.
2 junior brothers, let's speed up a bit. Maybe the senior is watching right now. We could leave a good impression. Ha ha ha. Senior brother, wait for me. Oh dear. 2 senior brothers. If I'm not mistaken. We're probably speeding, right? The Taishang Dao sect's great power and Xiao Ningjinren haven't left yet.
Sure enough, not even a minute passed. A giant hand of primordial energy appeared out of nowhere. It grabbed both of their heads tightly.
We're speeding. This is bad. We really are speeding.
The Taishang Dao sect has its rules.
At most, they'll give us a lesson. There won't be any real danger. Meanwhile,
at Zhang Lu's home, Zhang Lu was absent-mindedly picking at her food.
Zhang Xiao, sitting across from her, looked worried. I'm full. Then go rest first. Little dear, if it's really too much, I'll ask for leave for you tomorrow.
Zhang Xiao sighed. Back when their parents fell,
Zhang Lu became his only family, but because of the age gap, he never really knew how to get along with his sister. Now, even though he wanted to comfort her, he didn't know where to start. And those people. But after this incident, they should lie low for a while, right? In the bedroom, Zhang Lu was lying spread-eagled on the bed, her eyes somewhat vacant.
That purple sword light
and the severed demonic hand. This scene kept replaying in her mind.
The collision of great powers techniques. Any observer would inevitably be affected. For a mortal to witness it, at best, their soul would be damaged, turning them into an idiot. At worst, they die instantly. But Zhang Lu is different. She's at the chi refining stage.
Her soul is stronger than a mortal's. Plus, you helped weaken the impact.
Watching a great power fight directly, the scene turned into a trial. Not only will she not be harmed, she can benefit from it.
If she's someone with exceptional enlightenment,
she might even comprehend the Tai Su sword cannon and that demon cultivator's techniques. Even if her enlightenment isn't that high,
she can still temper her mind and strengthen her soul. It's just that the process won't be easy. At 11 a.m. this morning, cultivators Lin and Feng were detained for speeding, violating traffic rules.
According to traffic management regulations, they are sentenced to 10 days of detention and a fine of 2,000 coins. We understand that cultivators are eager to return home,
wanting to trek on the safety of family and friends. But please be sure to obey traffic rules.
I wonder which big shot from the Sword Sect came out of seclusion yesterday, and I actually ran into him.
I've only seen this kind of thing in novels and movies.
I never thought I'd actually experience it one day. In novels and movies, when the protagonist meets a big shot of this level, not to mention rising to the top overnight, but at least they get some unwanted treasures from the big shot. But here I am. Not only did I get interrogated, but I was also forced to watch those 2 scenes all night.
Tortured to death. I heard that ancient great cultivators all valued fate and destiny. Didn't that one yesterday say, if we meet again by fate, I'll give you a pretty decent little gift? I don't want to think about it anymore. Hey. 2 senior brothers were detained for speeding. and Xiao Ningzhenren caught them personally.
Plus, a great power from the Tai Shangdao sect was present.
There's no way they'll be out in 10 days.
I'll do as senior brother said, and go complete the sect mission first. I don't know what other plans senior brother Lin had privately, but on the surface, the three of us accepted a sect mission.
Time is limited,
and the two senior brothers can't get out anytime soon. If the mission isn't completed, we'll lose contribution points.
But this mission requires at least 3 people. I'll need to find 2 more nascent soul-level sword cultivators.
This golden jade token isn't the kind worn by sword sect disciples.
It's the emblem of the Lin family.
The Lin family has considerable influence in the sword sect, so most sword sect sword cultivators will show respect. I hope this token from senior brother is useful. Otherwise, for no reason.
Why would other cultivators help you?
First, let's check out the miscellaneous affairs hall here.
Just as he was thinking, Zhang Lu passed by him. As if triggered by something, his sword intent trembled slightly. A golden light flashed in his eyes.
He saw through Zhang Lu's cultivation level directly. Qi refining 8th layer. A very ordinary level.
Yet it could stir my sword intent?
What's the shittery with this little girl? A hint of curiosity arose in his heart. Without much hesitation,
he followed her directly.
At the entrance of Suspended Sword City No. 3 Middle School.
Many students were walking together. Entering the school,
Zhang Lu also met a few relatively close classmates.
They chatted as they walked, looking harmonious.
But in a remote corner not far away, the sword sect youth stared at Zhang Lu's back, frowning deeply. As a nascent soul sword cultivator, Zhang Lu naturally couldn't detect him, but after following her the whole way,
he couldn't find anything unusual.
Forget it. I'll go to the miscellaneous affairs hall first to handle business. After finishing the mission, I'll come back to the school with the nascent soul level director and the transformation god level principal.
If I follow her in, I might get discovered. I'll have to stop here for now. He turned and left.
He intended to go straight to the miscellaneous affairs hall.
But when passing a hidden alley, he ducked into it. The alley was empty and very quiet. A black cat jumped onto the wall, meowed at him, then jumped down and disappeared. Friend, there's no one here. You can come out now. His voice echoed in the alley, but there was no response. Not long after leaving the school area, he realized someone was following him. In broad daylight, daring to tail a sword sect disciple?
Violent, scorching mana surged into his body, a power so strong it was hard to shake off. It firmly locked onto his energy channels,
sealing all his mana.
This body cultivator's level is above mine. Why would a body cultivator of that level let himself be detected?
Was I set up?
This person deliberately let himself be found.
Can't you damn people just behave for a while? I didn't do anything wrong. Listen to me. What the hell did I do to you?
The golden jade token fell to the ground with a crisp sound.
Only then did the relentless punches stop. The masked man picked up the token. You dare to lay hands on someone from the Lin family? The Lin family? That's my senior brother.
Ha, you're from the sword sect?
No shit.
Hiss, maybe from pulling at the wound.
Half a broken tooth fell out. The pain made him gasp. Suppressing his grievance and anger,
he channeled a bit of mana,
easing the pain slightly. I'm Li Fengping of the sword sect. Who are you?
Why did you hit me for no reason?
Then why did you run into the alley? I wanted to counterattack you.
How was I supposed to know your level was higher than mine? You were following me, so of course I had to lure you out.
So I mistook you for someone else. A pill was forcibly shoved into his mouth.
The pill took effect quickly. A tingling numbness spread across the wounds on his face.
When his vision cleared a bit,
the masked man had already disappeared.
Li Fengping could no longer hold back his grievance. Who the hell did I provoke?
Hey. At noon, in the miscellaneous affairs hall lobby, Zui Yuning was propping her head up with one hand,
yawning out of boredom. This job is good. But it's usually too quiet. The sudden sound made her jump.
Turning around, a strange man with his head wrapped in bandages,
not a single gap showing, was standing outside. Bold demon. Hiss.
Daring to cause trouble at the sword sect's miscellaneous affairs hall.
Is this how the new generation of sword sect disciples talks? I'm not a demon. I'm here to handle some business. Oh, it's you, Uncle Master. What do you need?
Zui Yuning's face turned red, and she wished she could crawl into a hole.
She quickly took the token
and checked the identity information. Name, Li Fengping. Realm, nascent soul. Status,
inner disciple.
Then, she took out the mana verification device.
Please, Uncle Master, inject a strand of mana to confirm your identity. This time, it was quite fast. May I ask, Uncle Master?
What business do you need to handle? My two senior brothers and I came to Suspended Sword City for a mission.
But the two senior brothers ran into a bit of trouble, so I want to contact nearby nascent soul level fellow disciples to ask for help. The specific mission details and rewards can be discussed after we meet. All right.
I'll send a message to nearby nascent soul masters.
Please wait a moment. Li Fengping nodded and turned to walk out, planning to sit in the lobby and wait for news. There was no way he was going outside.
He and his two senior brothers seem to be having bad luck lately.
Inside the Sword Sect's Villa District, I spent the whole morning
using the identity of Zhang Sandao to get everything sorted. But Zhang Sandao is ostensibly an outer sect elder at the nascent soul level. So naturally, he also received the message from the miscellaneous affairs hall.
An inner disciple looking for people to do a mission?
All right. After replying, he walked out.
Zui Yuning, waiting outside the building, immediately led the way when she saw me. But what kind of address is Sandao Uncle Master?
Normally, shouldn't it be Zhang Uncle Master? But it was a small matter, so I didn't pay much attention.
Just a small matter. Following Zui Yuning, I entered a prepared reception hall. Li Fengping's unique appearance made me take a few extra looks. The Lin family's name was still very useful. Besides me,
5 other nascent soul sword cultivators had come.
Their auras were uneven.
The strongest was a burly man in a suit,
already at the late nascent soul stage.
His muscular build stretched the suit tight.
If not for the sharp sword intent,
others might mistake him for a body cultivator.
The other four's auras were also not weak. Two of them looked Lai brothers, their faces seemingly carved from the same mold. They were all observing everyone else. Greetings, fellow senior brothers and sisters. I am Li Fengping. Everyone here is older than him, and their cultivation levels are similar, so this form of address was fine.
You're not from the Lin family?
I'm not, but my senior brother is. He said, as long as you senior brothers are willing to help,
all the contribution points from this mission go to you.
Plus, there will be additional rewards. A pie falling from the sky? Junior brother Li. If I'm not mistaken, you seem to be injured.
The speaker was a pale-faced sword cultivator,
likely practicing a Yinsha-type sword technique. Is your injury related to this mission? No. I got this from some lunatic who came out of nowhere. If that's the case,
how can you be sure that person wasn't after your mission?
Because after attacking me,
he said he mistook me for someone else and gave me a pill.
Otherwise, my injuries wouldn't have healed so fast. I really didn't want to say it,
but under the circumstances, I had to.
I found it a bit amusing.
This unlucky kid really did get beaten up, secretly following someone's sister? Who else would you hit?
But from his perspective, it was indeed very baffling. I knew the whole Shitari, others didn't,
and all thought Li Fengping was hiding something. Finally, a spirited female sword cultivator spoke up.
Junior brother, first introduce the mission details. My two senior brothers and I took on an investigation mission. It was issued by an elder.
He once discovered a secret realm while in Suspended Sword City.
He expended great effort to enter it, but found nothing. After returning to the sect, he studied the sect's classics,
and only then realized that someone was nurturing a sword in that secret realm.
He wanted to come investigate himself,
but the sect had other matters for him to handle.
He couldn't get away, so he issued the mission. Senior brothers and sisters, if you're willing to go, I'll send you the secret realm's information. I'm not interested. The two very similar-looking sword cultivators exchanged a glance and turned to leave. I'm not interested either. The pale-faced one also left. The conditions were good, but he didn't trust it, and since he wasn't from the Lin family,
it wasn't worth the risk of these contribution points.
Li Fengping could only look at the remaining two. If they left too, he'd really be out of options. I'm quite interested. Count me in. Thank you, senior brother and sister. At least with myself included. We've finally got 3 people. Thank you, senior brother and sister. No problem, you're welcome. Jiang Jing, Zhang Sandao.
Jiang Jing and Li Fengping were both startled for a moment.
A sword cultivator with a name like that? Payment aside, Li Fengping quickly sent the secret realm's information to both of them. It's a subsidiary secret realm, existing based on reality, but not visible to the world.
Even the entrance requires a special method to open.
The only known entrance is on the outskirts of Suspended Sword City, halfway up a mountain peak. According to the information,
the secret realm is filled with many swords.
This is also why the elder judged
that the secret realm is a place for nurturing a sword capable of generating an entire secret realm. Its owner must have been at least a sword Dao great power in life.
This trip is dangerous. Senior sister is right. With our abilities, so all we need to do is gather information.
Besides the basic contribution points for the mission, the sect will also reward us based on the value of the information we provide.
Issuing additional contribution points. As the core of the current sword sect mission board,
it's absolutely fair. That sounds reasonable.
If it's not feasible,
we can still withdraw in time. Why do you all assume that sword cultivator is no longer alive?
Maybe he's still alive. The room fell silent for a few seconds. Li Fengping gave a wry smile.
Senior brother, don't scare me.
The information also says
that secret realm has existed for over 1,500 years.
Even a sword Dao great power,
or even someone above that level, wouldn't leave their sword unattended for that long, right? If the owner of this secret realm were still alive when the elder entered the secret realm before, why didn't he show up to stop him? The sword sect's elders are all at the returning void stage. Even a He Dao cultivator, or one above that,
couldn't just let a returning void sword cultivator
enter their sword nurturing secret realm, right?
That makes sense.
Maybe I'm overthinking it. Senior brother and sister, how long do you need to prepare?
I'm ready anytime.
As for you, junior brother Lee, how long do you need to recover from your injury? It's just a flesh wound, no big deal.
A few minutes later,
the three left the miscellaneous affairs hall building. They found an open space and shot into the sky. The flight path for nascent soul cultivators is much higher than for foundation establishment ones. Looking out, all you could see were streaks of light passing by.
Li Fengping led the way at the front.
Jiang Jing followed closely behind. I hung back leisurely at the rear. Among the passing streaks of light, the 3 speed wasn't particularly fast. This wasn't because Li Fengping's sword flight technique was poor, but mainly because the 2 senior brothers had been caught speeding, so he had to be more cautious.
Even so,
nascent soul stage is still a relatively high cultivation level.
Their speed was very fast, and soon,
the 3 arrived at the mountain peak outside Suspended Sword City where the secret realm was located.
They slowed down and landed in the forest, continuing up the mountain path.
Finally, they came to a protruding boulder. By now, many wild beasts had sensed the commotion
and were quietly following the 3. Their eyes greedy.
Cultivators who absorb spiritual energy have flesh and blood. That is highly attractive to wild beasts and monsters.
With a cold snort,
the nascent soul stage mana pressure spread out. Many beasts were instantly terrified by this dreadful aura.
Only after the covetous beasts had all fled did Li Fengping withdraw his mana pressure. The wild beasts on this mountain,
most of them showed signs of becoming spirits or demons, but there wasn't a single spirit beast or demon.
This is very unusual.
The spiritual energy here is abundant.
It shouldn't be like this.
And he hadn't heard of anyone regularly clearing out monsters on this mountain.
Not bad, noticing the anomaly so quickly. It's because their fate has been severed.
For a decent junior disciple like this,
I don't mind explaining a bit more.
Senior brother Sandow, you know the art of observing fate?
I know a little. And the cause of all this is precisely the purpose of our trip, the secret realm.
The elder who issued the mission opened the secret realm back then, causing a trace of its aura to leak out. That sword probably dislikes monsters and spirits,
so it severed their fate to become demons, something like that.
Jiang Jing looked thoughtful. The next moment, she suddenly looked up, divine light swirling in her eyes. A thick, clear energy rose, stretching for miles. This is the fate of the entire mountain and its living beings.
Logically speaking,
this gave birth to awakening at the base level.
But above the thick, heavy energy,
a strand of red light was extremely dazzling,
sharp and fierce.
It forcefully suppressed, or rather, the fate of the entire mountain.
And its living beings.
Soon, Jiang Jing felt a sharp pain in her eyes
and had to withdraw her technique.
Junior brother Li, why are you just standing there?
Hurry up and open the secret realm.
I was listening to you two talk. Besides, what you just said counts as part of the mission.
Let's go. Open it. I'll go in first. You two follow as soon as you can. Senior brother Sandow is really bold. Just a sliver of sword intent leaking from the secret realm severed the fate of an entire mountain. This secret realm is definitely not simple. Both of them had already entered.
Li Fengping scanned the surroundings, confirmed there was nothing wrong, and followed them in. The gray mist blocked divine sense to some extent,
but after passing through the passage, it quickly cleared up.
Red. As far as the eye could see,
everything was a bloody red. On the endless flat ground, dense red sword leaves grew.
Tongxian grass. In the sky, a bloody red moon hung, eerie and chilling.
Thick chains, coming from unknown places, stretched out and coiled around a distant mountain.
It stretches and winds all the way to a distant mountain. The whole mountain looks like a sword thrust into the ground. It's entirely dark red. It stands out sharply in this plain full of Tongxian grass. The Tongxian grass sways with the wind everywhere. From afar, it looks like a surging sea of blood.
Even the air carries a faint bloody smell.
There's actually so much Tongxian grass. Tongxian grass, a spirit plant affected by sword cultivators' talismans. Pills made from sword attribute Tongxian grass as the main ingredient can refine mana, demonic energy, and soul power. A single sword attribute Tongxian grass can earn a lot of contribution points in the sword sect. And before us is a whole field of Tongxian grass. But Jiang Jing and Li Fengping held back the urge to pick. If an unaware cultivator entered this secret realm, they'd probably start looting right away. Not us.
The records mentioned it. The team led by that elder before almost got wiped out because of that.
This secret realm is very special. For every Tongxian grass you pick, you receive a sword strike equal to your current realm's full power. That's the sword the elder wants.
Right, Senior Lin told me. Once we deliver the task,
the elder will come in person. Judging by this secret realm, it might be set up by an old demonic cultivator.
The elder might not have thought it through.
It's not necessarily a demonic sword cultivator. Many righteous sword cultivators walk the path of slaughter. They could also set up such a secret realm.
Alright, don't waste time. I'll go trek out that mountain now.
The hard, sword-shaped leaves clashed together, making a crisp sound. Li Fengping was startled.
He quickly followed. This Senior Sandow is way too calm. He's not nervous at all.
Silent all the way, Jiang Jing and Li Fengping kept observing their surroundings. But besides the endless Tongxian grass plain
and those chains of unknown origin, there was nothing else. They stepped very carefully.
In contrast, I was much more casual.
Where I walked, the leaves clashed, clattering non-stop. Li Fengping behind me was terrified, afraid a sword strike would come at any moment. Haha.
No need to be so cautious. Tongxian grass stems and leaves are tough. They won't break easily.
My words didn't help.
They remained careful. Because of that, it took a while for the three to reach the foot of that sword peak. Jiang Jing and Li Fengping both sighed in relief. Within dozens of meters of the sword peak, not to mention Tongxian grass, there wasn't even any weeds. A patch of dark red soil.
Soft underfoot.
The task only requires investigation, so let's start recording. With that, I prepared to cast a light spell
to record the scene here.
Click. A flash of white light, but Li Fengping was holding a camera. That was the flash just now. Jiang Jing didn't bring a camera. She was taking photos with her phone everywhere. I silently gave up on using the light spell and took out my newly bought phone to shoot too. I felt a bit emotional inside. Compared to today's cultivators,
I seemed a bit inflexible.
I hadn't forgotten the old memories,
but if not triggered,
I wouldn't have recalled them. Senior Sandow, how's it going on your end? Almost done. We've finished shooting.
Come over and cross-trek. I'm done shooting too.
Too bad streaming artifacts are too expensive.
And I never learned the light spell.
Otherwise, I get more contribution points.
Li Fengping complained while fiddling with the camera.
In comparison, cameras are much more affordable.
If the photos taken
couldn't record spirit and artistic conception, streaming artifacts would have been obsolete long ago. But this task gives so few contribution points.
Buying a streaming artifact for this is a total loss.
No issues. Everything matches. Sure, there's nothing missing. We also collected some soil samples. Jiang Jing walked to the sword peak,
ready to cut a piece of rock as a sample to bring back. Hey. Ah, it's so hard. Didn't cut into the substance of this sword peak. Unexpectedly hard. Get back.
Li Fengping prepared to step forward,
forcefully block a figure.
But someone was faster.
I appeared in the path of the sword strike, pointing
silently. In the outside world, a sword strike that could cut rivers and split seas, like a clay ox sinking into the sea,
without even stirring a ripple. It was easily crushed and vanished. Both of them were stunned at the sight. The same thought crossed their minds. How the hell is this nascent soul?
This Senior Sandow can't just be at the nascent soul stage. Even a late nascent soul cultivator
couldn't block that sword strike so easily. For a moment, he even wondered
if Senior Sandow had caught the Tai Shangdao sept's
recent trend of steady cultivation style.
But that's not right. Looking at my current behavior,
I don't seem to be hiding my cultivation level.
Senior, are you really just at nascent soul?
What, do you think a nascent soul cultivator can't do this? You're from the sword sect too. You should broaden your horizons. Senior has a point. That's true.
There are indeed some peerless prodigies. Chi refining can reverse defeat Foundation. Foundation ties Golden Core. At Golden Core, they can even fight Nascent Soul.
Thinking about it that way, easily blocking a Nascent Soul level sword strike seems perfectly reasonable. Reasonable my ass.
Senior Sandow, aren't you an outer sect deacon?
Words lie prodigy.
When did they ever relate to an outer sect deacon? If all sword sect outer deacons were this awesome, the sword sect would have ruled all of Taishan sword long ago. The three continued collecting samples. Soon, they gathered almost all the samples in the secret realm. They even extracted a few strands of spiritual energy from the air.
Enough for the task. As for this sword peak itself, let the elder investigate it himself. Since the task is done, let's get out of this secret realm quickly. I keep feeling something's off about it. Besides that sword strike, this task went pretty smoothly, but he always felt like something was watching him. Plus, he'd been a bit unlucky lately. It gave him the creeps. Contribution points are important, but safety matters more. What do you think, Senior Sandow? I'm fine either way. I still had that casual attitude. One of my goals this trip was to observe the new generation disciples' adaptability. So far, no major issues. Seeing both agreed.
Li Fengping quickly took out a talisman, infused it with mana and lit it.
A swirling, oval vortex appeared again.
Jiang Jing and Li Fengping didn't want to stay. They quickly walked through the opened passage. I reached the passage entrance.
Suddenly looked back at the sky.
Red moon. A breeze blew. The red moon hanging high in the sky
rippled with visible rings around it. Don't make a fuss. It's not time yet.
Outside the secret realm, Li Fengping was on his phone, probably sending the photos from the realm to the elder. Jiang Jing leaned against a big tree nearby.
All right,
I've sent the photos from the realm to the elder. I'll also mail these samples back to the sword sect. Keep an eye out in the next couple of days.
Your contribution points will be credited directly.
Since the task is done, Senior Sandow, Junior Li, I have things to do, so I'll go first. Hope to work together again sometime. Definitely. Take care, Senior Jiang. I'm off too. Take care, Senior.
Ah. They're all gone. Too bad.
I was hoping to add Senior Sandow as a friend.
Guess I'll wait until next time.
Task done. Time to see Senior Lin and the others, and return his family jade token. Discuss the next steps. The day isn't even over yet. Senior Lin and them are locked up for 10 days. Shortly after the three left,
a giant serpent slithered to where they'd been.
Suddenly, the space twisted. A faint red light seeped through. The upper half of the giant serpent vanished into thin air. As its life force drained, the remains tumbled downward, eventually hanging on two trees. Some beasts smelled the blood and came one by one. After a struggle,
a brown bear won out.
It chased away the other beasts and sat down,
feasting alone on the lifeless half of the serpent. Ah, things are getting tougher lately. Why did this little Xinjiang city suddenly get chaotic? Who'd have thought a big shot would break through nearby?
One tall, one short,
both in black robes,
with ghostly patterns embroidered on them. Their auras were sinister.
They practically screamed, "I'm a villain."
The brown bear eating the serpent sensed danger, whirled around to face them, letting out low growls, trying to scare them off. What about the Zhang siblings? What if someone gets there first? Won't all our years of effort be wasted? Before we could even do anything, we had to flee in disgrace. No choice. We have to lay low for a while.
Even a returning void cultivator fell. Our two bodies can't take that. They didn't even glance at the brown bear. The bear watched them walk past.
A flicker of confusion in its eyes. The next second, boom. The bear's head exploded. Its massive body crashed down, rolling noisily down the mountain, crushing some small trees along the way.
Just a beast with no intelligence. Lie squashing an ant. Brother. Are we really not going back for the young master? The shorter one sighed inwardly. He knew their appearance and aura were problematic.
And his younger brother had some twisted habits. While tracking the Zhang siblings, he'd tortured and killed many people. That's why he abandoned everything to leave Xinjiang City, to avoid being found out and executed for justice. These days, demonic cultivators like them,
who look like villains inside and out, are rare.
We already warned the young master. If he won't leave, that's his choice. We can't give our lives for him. The young master has backing. He might survive, but we brothers can't. Speaking of which, I wonder who that big shot is. Why choose Xinjiang City to break through?
Couldn't you go somewhere else? He was about to curse.
But a red light flashed before his eyes, and the world changed completely. A red moon hung in the sky. No way. I was just cursing in my head, and I hadn't even finished. Does retribution come this fast? You can't curse high-level cultivators.
But aren't those Tongxian grass? They really are.
Because my attention was on the sky.
I hadn't noticed that red moon until now.
Looking into the distance, a sword peak stood tall.
The chains wrapped around it added a sense of killing.
Could this be a sword cultivator's sword nurturing ground? When I was pulled in, I didn't see an exit either. So this must be an attribute secret realm. The sty inside. This is likely the work of some demonic overlord. Such demonic treasures are usually ruthless. The realms they set up are extremely dangerous. They won't go easy. Just because we're demonic cultivators too. Right. Where's our secret realm age detector? Quick, Ted it. Brother, didn't you say to leave behind unimportant, bulky items and leave quickly? That thing was huge.
So I left it there.
Damn it, you wasteful idiot. Who'd have thought a big shot would break through nearby? That detector cost over 3 million spirit coins.
We saved for decades to get it. Is that an unimportant item?
The shorter one was on the verge of tears. He wanted to crack open his idiot brother's head
to see what was inside.
The taller one saw his brother's expression and felt a bit guilty. The shorter one was furious, but didn't say anything more.
Now wasn't the time for a fight.
Forget it. Let me test the spatial stability here first.
See if we can open an exit. Be careful. Don't break these Tongxian grass.
Grade B spatial stability. Not strong. I'm at late divine transformation. My brother's at mid divine transformation. We can leave any time. Be careful. Don't get too greedy. Even if we only pick a few hundred Tongxian grass this time, we'll still make a good profit. To be safe.
Let's skip it this time. Don't worry, brother.
After we sell this batch of Tongxian grass, once the heat dies down, we'll run and upgrade our artifacts.
Then we'll make that Zhang father and son pay.
Don't worry, brother. I'll be careful. The taller one reached for a Tongxian grass.
At his feet, the sword attribute grass blades were sharp, easy to cut skin,
but not enough to hurt a divine transformation cultivator.
Don't be so rough.
The medicinal properties will leak. Get back. The taller one didn't notice what happened, instinctively obeyed his brother's command.
But it was too late.
An arm with half a shoulder separated from the taller one.
The cut was clean. But why? Find whoever ambushed us. Dozens of invisible sword strikes crossed through. Hey! The barely activated mana was lie paper, easily pierced. Cut open. Dense red lines appeared on his face. The taller one opened his mouth. Pieces of flesh fell off.
The shorter one's eyes bulged with rage.
Forgetting all caution,
he charged straight over.
Reached out but grabbed nothing.
Under the sword strikes shredding.
Not just the body's life. Even the soul's spirit was wiped clean.
Besides the first sword strike, the burst of mana also crushed some Tongxian grass. The shorter one was devastated. No, I have to get out fast. He made the most rational decision. Quickly searched through the flesh for the storage ring. Stood up to open the passage.
But the scene before him made him utterly despair.
The sword strikes hadn't vanished. They just adjusted their intensity. So they were a bit late.
Now there were too many to count.
A chain reaction. Sword strikes comparable to late divine transformation surged.
Like a tsunami storm.
Overwhelming and slaughtering everything. Halfway up the mountain, a red light flashed. A blood-stained jade box fell out of nowhere.
Soon, a white ape came nearby. Driven by curiosity,
it dropped the fruit in its hand, picked up the jade box and fiddled with it. Took a few bites. Realizing it wasn't food, it quickly lost interest, dropped the jade box and ran toward the mountaintop.
Meanwhile,
I had returned to Xinjiang City. In the villa, I leaned back in a rattan chair, holding a green jade token. The contribution points from the task reward were credited to my Otsao shortly after I returned. More precisely, to Zhang Sandao. This alias is Otsao. A decent amount, but that wasn't what I cared about. Along with those points came a message. I sent my disciple to find you. This message meant someone in the sword sect knew about my breakthrough in Xinjiang City. Only 1 or 2 people know about this alias of mine. Earlier, I sent a message to the sword sect to explain. When calming the chaos,
I used an unknown,
higher level alias. How did my identity suddenly get exposed?
Could it have been then? Please, Uncle Master, inject a strand of mana to confirm your identity. Thinking it over.
That's the only point.
That could have seen through my disguise. That mana verification terminal is no simple thing. I was careless.
Come in. At most half an hour.
Thanks.
Li Fengping sat down by the window. Across from him, Lin Xiaoxian looked calm, with a detached, world-weary expression. He'd been mentioned repeatedly on traffic law shows these past 2 days. What good impression was left? By the time he's released, everyone might be gone.
So he just gave up. Senior, are you okay? Just realized some truths.
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's only been this long. The once spirited Senior Lin has become this. Never mind me. Tell me about yourself. Did you come because the task is done? Senior. I found inner disciple Jiang Jing from the enforcement hall and an outer sect deacon named Zhang Sandao from the strategy hall. We entered the secret realm together this afternoon and completed the task. Jiang Jing sounds familiar, but I can't recall who she is. And this Zhang Sandao is interesting. A nascent soul sword cultivator with a name like that. Senior Sandao is actually a good person. We accidentally triggered a sword strike,
and he helped block it. Tell me more.
Lin Xiaoxian wasn't really interested, but he was bored to death here. Might as well listen to a shitari. The next morning, the biggest mall in Xinjiang City, Xinjiang Mall. I walked through it,
casually looking around.
Since a disciple was coming, I planned to prepare a small gift and buy some materials to upgrade the formation at my residence.
The materials I had on me,
if used directly to upgrade a small formation,
would be a waste. Eventually, I walked into a shop called Shenyu Pavilion.
This shop mainly sells spirit materials, medicines, ores, beast blood, etc.
Welcome, sir.
On the relevant online boards, many people gave this shop high ratings.
Customer, what do you need?
I want to buy some formation materials, no specific type, and the grade doesn't need to be high.
What do you need?
I want to buy some formation materials, no specific type, and the grade doesn't need to be high. For formation materials, turn left ahead to section C.
Do you need me to show you? No, I'll go myself.
I walked in, turned left, and reached Section C. Looking around, all kinds of spirit materials
Displayed in bright counters. Not too expensive. This, and that one over there. Pack them up for me. Oku, sir. Please wait a moment.
Do you need a bag?
No. Here you go. Version too low. Please upgrade. Ah. Then use this. Snacks?
Please wait a moment.
I need to ask the bot. Oh, cool. Looks like after I go back, I need to AP det my alias identity tokens. Oh.
It's that little girl Zhang Lu. She's here too. She came in and saw me standing at the counter. Am I seeing things? Running into him already?
Zhang Lu was stunned. She'd been tormented by that scene all night again.
This morning, she inexplicably broke through to Qi Refining Layer 9.
So after breakfast, she came to the mall,
planning to trek out the herbs for Foundation Establishment Elixir. After hesitating for a few seconds,
she still walked up to me. We meet again, little girl. Though I knew we'd meet again.
I didn't expect fate to bring us together so soon.
The scene that appears in my mind every night. Did you do that? In a way, det. But witnessing a Dao-level battle firsthand is also a good opportunity for your current cultivation. So,
any insights these past 2 days?
Insights?
I'm at Qi Refining Layer 9 now. Pretty see you, huh?
Hello, customer.
The temporary count has been verified.
Here's your storage ring. Thank you.
You probably don't have a spatial item yet.
This one's for you. Is this the decent little gift he mentioned last time?
The shopkeeper watching all this was full of envy.
Storage rings aren't cheap. The snacks inside barely cover a fraction of the cost. Let's go, talk outside. Since I promised you a decent little gift, I won't go back on my word. Is it just this storage ring? Please come again.
Zhang Lu followed behind me. She felt quite anxious,
but also a bit excited.
Not far out, I slowed my pace.
Let Zhang Lu walk beside me. To be honest, meeting you here today
really caught me off guard. Surprised?
Shouldn't high-level cultivators be able to predict everything? Not every single moment.
Besides, if I predicted our meeting,
would it still be fate? Back to business.
With your current level, giving you a powerful artifact would be beyond your control.
Let me first explain your next cultivation path.
Since you're already at Qi Refining Layer 9, next you need to consider Foundation Establishment schools.
Has anyone told you
about the grades of Foundation Establishment? The school teachers haven't taught that yet, but I heard there are 3 grades of Foundation Establishment. The lowest is Qi Refining Layer 7, then taking a barrier-breaking elixir to establish foundation. This foundation is unstable. Some can't even beat strong Qi Refining cultivators, and there's no hope for further progress. So it's also called False Foundation. Middle grade foundation is after reaching Qi Refining Layer 9, taking Foundation Elixir or Foundation Pill to achieve it.
This is the most orthodox method now. As for high grade, the cultivator must first be brimming with spiritual power. Take a spiritual power storage capsule and use spiritual energy to purify it.
Then atomize the Foundation Elixir for faster absorption. All 3 conditions must be met to have a chance at high grade foundation.
I was thoughtful.
False Foundation, barrier breaking elixir, spiritual power capsule, spiritual energy purification atomization. Has Foundation Establishment become this scientific now? Since my seclusion, the world has changed greatly.
Many things I don't understand have appeared.
If Foundation is like this, have later stages also developed more scientific methods? Let me see the 3 types of foundation I know.
They differ from what you said.
The first type relies on external aids.
Like taking foundation pills you mentioned.
That's roughly this category. In ancient times, people sought heavenly treasures and refined them into their foundation,
or used a divine ability as the core. Those can all be considered the first type.
This type has decent combat power,
but its methods are too limited,
so it was phased out long ago. The second type requires absorbing solar essence, lunar radiance, and starlight, refining bones and spiritual power. Take rare treasures and extract their divine essence. Once achieved, it becomes a heavenly foundation. Heavenly foundation is also called perfect foundation. It requires specific cultivation techniques and is extremely dangerous. As for the third type of foundation, cultivate a supreme secret art
and grasp the basics of laws and intent. Once formed, it grants incredible abilities.
This is a realm only reachable after creation Dao. And how many major realms are between River Dao and Foundation?
So cultivators who achieve this third type of foundation are rare across the entire Taishan realm.
After hearing me, Zhang Lu was stunned. 3 types of foundation, same as before.
But the gap between ancient and modern is huge.
Don't overthink it.
If I'm right. The school worries you'll aim too high.
They're not hiding it on purpose.
What I said might already be outdated. I suggest you report your level back at school. I'm confident but not arrogant, and I won't underestimate the wisdom of cultivators everywhere. Student Zhang, shopping too? Ha. Hello, teacher. He. I'm Feng Qi, student Zhang's teacher. May I ask who you are? I'm the tutor student Zhang hired. So Rong Shui is really hardworking.
The day after tomorrow is the combat tet.
Looks like student Zhang will get a great score. Your teacher doesn't seem to have a good impression of you. Tell me why.